So Danny has laid down the law of what he wants. Hello and welcome to the video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm. Sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when things go live. Before we start though, I just want to bring up a comment that got left last night on one of my videos. It basically saying, you let yourself go, haven't you? And what with the green hair? Hi, welcome to the channel. The channel. It's always had funny coloured hair. And also on the letting myself go, this is probably the healthiest weight I've been in years. And also with a chronic illness, you don't really get to dictate how your body reacts. So yeah. Anyway, now that's taken care of, Sheffield Wednesday manager Danny Röhl has been talking about how he had got no room for excuses from the players. It's a case of we will just do it and get on with it. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to be the team that has excuses. We blame a referee. But you notice he didn't do that last season, and he's not going to start now. And here's the thing for me, it's going to be interesting. We have got 2 weeks left before the Plymouth game. He went on to turn around to say to start in the media interview, 2 weeks is a long time, but of course I see your point. He told the Star, encouraging players that he expects them to be fired on the fringe of things, to do everything in their power to force their way in. At the start, you make a mix of the main part of pre-season. Now we see a bit more what we could be. It was good. It's still open for everyone, but they now must deliver. It's not about finding excuses. It's about to just do it. I demand a lot. There's a lot of things I want to see, and when you get a chance, you must take it. And that's the thing. If you get an opportunity to see someone not doing great, or in the end, like struggling to get in that role sorted, yet you can nail it down, you're going to take your chance with both hands. You're just going to. He went on to say, I'm convinced in the way we want to do things. We trained a lot on this. Also, against the ball, big press, double pressing, a good net. We press well and rotated. There are still things we want to improve. At the end, we could have kept the ball instead of taking risks and getting transitional actions against us. But these are things we will improve in the next 2 weeks. I think we'll be ready, and now in the next 2 days, we'll recover in our minds, in the legs, and get more intensity in our game. It's been a big day. And it was very encouraging to see some of the players who were playing. I thought Chalobah and Ingolson played absolutely fantastic. And we did quite well at trying to control the tempo in the second bit of it. And the thing is, for me, it showed us what we can do and how we can play. But also, you got to remember, it showed that we can get back into games if need be. And I will say the first little bit of that, first 2 halves of that, we struggled. They really got at us. But you can see what they are trying to do now. And you can see that with the right setup, it can work from playing out from the back. But it's just going to take a while for players to get into position and find that thing. You saw a couple of bits in the first bit with Chalobah. He had the ball and he was actually doing the hand move to say, come forward, to try and get closer. And then you saw the interval, Danny with the ball was going, you need to be closer to each other to do it, because there's still a period where they were too far away. And then in the second bit where we had Bannon, Josh and Masabo on, you saw that work. And Ingolson, I think Ingolson, Bannon, or Ingolson, Chalobah, Ingolson, Bannon, Chalobah could be a really good midfield. But you need more ball winners there. You do need more ball winners there in that midfield. But it's interesting that Danny has said we will have no excuses. He makes it very clear. If you are going to play for Danny Röhl and be in his team, you are going to work hard. No one's going to be able to shirk off responsibility. No one's going to be able to just hide and go missing. That if you go missing, you're going to get found out and you're going to get called out for it. And I think that's something that you've got to do. Also, he went on to turn around and say it was good to have an end of preseason camp. I think 120 minutes against the Bundesliga club is a good challenge for us. This was the goal. I thought the second game of the last 60, we showed good things. And from this point, we now have to keep going. We played two different styles. In the first 60, we were 5-2-3. And then the 60 minutes in, it was 4-2-2-2, and we worked on the battle. There was a big difference in intensity, and we found more pressing triggers in the second game. It was all a great performance. He also went on to say it was, I want to see more from my team in the first 60. I think you can see where we are and where we have to improve as a squad. And the thing is, that's the thing you got to remember. He knows what we got to improve on. That will show him where he needs to improve. And that's the beautiful thing about preseason. Preseason isn't about the results. It's about looking at your team and seeing where you need to improve. Where needs to be better. What can we do faster? What can we do here? It also showing where he now needs to properly go and hit the transfer market hard. Granted, I know a lot of people are thinking that we've moved on from Ugbo. We might not have done. Just because we're looking at other targets doesn't mean we've moved on from Ugbo. That's the thing you've got to remember. I'll be interested to see what happens there. But just because we are looking at other targets doesn't mean we're moved on from Ugbo. I think people need to be very clear at that. I think it'll be how it happened next and how we go forward. Because at the minute, I like the idea of what's going on with Wednesday and how it's moving. We do need to get Ugbo done. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen, I am worried that we get double hit with Sunderland. There are still talks that Sunderland could be in there. And I am slightly worried with that because I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know if Ugbo is part of the agency people who were at Pervader. You just hope they haven't got sour grapes in that sense because we're trying to get things done. But we'll see how everything goes because at the end of the day, if we can get it done, then fantastic. But I will be looking at what goes next with Wednesday. Ugbo's under a different agency as well. I think they're not on the same agency, which is good. But there is that part of me that I kind of think about what's going on with Wednesday and how things are going. Everything's looking good, but we do need to start getting them players in and sorted because at the minute, if we're not careful, we could end up missing out on some targets. Even though we're nowhere near that yet, we do need to get going this week. This week has got to be another week of getting in there, getting the target done. But at the same time, you just got to roll with the punches. You can only battle with what you need to bring in. And at the same time, Danny knows what he wants. So does Chansiri knows what he wants to back him with. And if we can't get Ugbo, we move on to the targets though. But I don't think the Ugbo thing's dead. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I don't think the Ugbo deal is dead at all. So it'll be interesting to see what we do next. But at the end of the day, Danny has got principles. Danny will not take any excuses. I hate to be a player who goes to Danny with an excuse because I can't see it ending well. At the end of the day, they've got to work hard, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a team working very hard.